Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, today I want to talk to you guys about giving up. And I wanted to encourage you to give up, like actually give up. So, what am I talking about? Well, are you struggling with something on a consistent basis? For example, is there something that is a recurring pattern in your life? I know I have things like that where I think to myself, okay, this is the last time I'm doing this. This didn't feel good. This doesn't work for me. And then I find myself in the exact same situation. And some of these patterns, it's like years of this. Yes, there's progress. I do some of these things less often, or I find myself in these situations less often, but they still happen and they still come up. So honestly, I decided to just give up, not even surrender, just full on give up. Because to me, I guess it has to do with like understanding words. What are the connotations with them? To me, surrender, it's a great word and it sounds good, but surrender, it's almost like it has this intention that things are going to work out. And I'm surrendering because I know when I surrender, things are going to align, whatever. But sometimes it's just like this feeling of like, fuck it. I'm incapable of doing better and I simply just give up. And it's amazing what can happen and how quickly things can shift. So when I did that today with something, it was a bit of a process, but within like hours, I had things come to me that I needed, like information and videos and a podcast. It was actually 2 videos and a podcast and an article. All things related to my issue that I needed to read and listen to and watch. Like exactly on that thing. So I also want to liken it to, you know, when little kids want to help their moms bake a cake and they think they're doing all the work and they think they're the ones that are in charge, but really they're not. It's the mom or the dad that's actually doing all the work in the kitchen. And at the end of it, they like present it and they're like, good job on doing this. And the kid's like, yeah, I did all this work. But really the parent was just trying to prevent the kid from making too much of a mess and making like, basically too much of a mess or creating too much chaos in the kitchen. That's how I see life, and that's how I see us humans in relation to the bigger mind, or the source or God or universe, whatever you want to call it. We think we're so important and we're so good at figuring things out and we're in control and we're in charge, but we're not. We're actually really not. It's the universe. It's doing all the work for us, and the more we get to connect to that, the more we can be a part of that and realize we actually don't have to do that much. Because quite often when I have an issue that I can't resolve and I get frustrated with it, my first instinct is like resist it, like this is never going to happen again, and become disciplined about it. And yeah, just like kind of resist it and fight it. The next instinct is to figure it out. Like, I need to figure this out. There needs to be a solution somewhere. How do I fix this? Where do I find the answers? But it just, I don't know, I noticed that pretty much with everything in life, the answers came to me when I least expected them, when I wasn't trying to find them. Like sometimes with addictions to, like let's say sugar for me. When I'm trying not to eat sugar, that's when I'm going to eat the most sweets. When I'm not focusing on it, when I'm just living my life, putting attention and energy into things that really bring me joy and where I'm able to be of service to other people, that's when I don't even think about sugar. It like it's not in my energy field. So yeah, if you also feel like there are some things in your life that you just can't seem to overcome, don't go about trying to figure out. Don't try to overcome them. Don't resist them. Just give up. Give up. Give up on yourself. Give up on yourself and see what happens. And at the same time, just connect to that bigger mind, that something that is bigger than you, something that is spinning the planets. We don't know how, but mysteriously, magically it is. And if to you, it's like some personal relation with God, well then connect with God and just let God do the work for you. And I assure you that He will. And it may not happen in the way that you expect it to, but it will happen. So that's my encouraging message for today.